Armored vehicles, automatic weapons, those are the types of equipment used by the military. But we're seeing more of it in the hands of local police. It's been highlighted by the situation in Ferguson, Missouri. Fox 11 Investigates examines why local police are getting military gear and how much of it they have.
Tear gas, police in riot gear, carrying high-powered rifles, armored vehicles on city streets. The scenes from Ferguson, Missouri have sparked a controversy about how and why local police are using equipment designed for the military. What do you think of the police response?
Well, I think it's disastrous on every level.
Peter Kellogg of Green Bay is with the American Civil Liberties Union. 2 months before Ferguson, the ACLU released a report on what it called the excessive militarization of police. The group highlighted a federal program which transfers excess military equipment to local police. Since 1990, the federal government has transferred $4.3 billion worth of military equipment to local police. What about in Wisconsin? Fox 11 Investigates found that since 2012, 85 police agencies in Wisconsin have taken part in the program, and those agencies have acquired more than 8,900 items from the military, valued at more than $22 million.
It's just amazing the stuff that you can find on there, and it saves you money.
Lieutenant Dan Sandberg is the commander of the SWAT team with the Brown County Sheriff's Department.
Our main objective is public safety. We're here to protect the public, and we have to be prepared, and we got to think worst case scenario.
The regional SWAT team covers 8 counties, and earlier this year the department ordered this mine-resistant ambush protected vehicle, or MRAP. Total value more than $700,000. But all the sheriff's department had to pay was shipping. Total bill, $3,900.
I hope this is a vehicle that never comes out of the garage other than to train with it. That's what we're hoping for. We hope we never have to pull that vehicle out.
But Brown County is just the tip of the iceberg. In the last 2.5 years, 24 departments in the state received an MRAP from the military, including places like Neenah, Appleton, and Door County. And it's not just armored vehicles. 27 departments in the state ordered M16s from the military in the last 2.5 years. In all, Wisconsin police acquired 288 M16s. Sandberg says about a dozen years ago, the Brown County Sheriff's Department ordered 8 automatic AR-15 rifles similar to this one from the military. He says what would have cost taxpayers about $8,000 only cost $100 because all the department had to pay for was shipping.
Why does a department like this need such high-powered weapons?
Well, I think people need to, if you pay attention and watch the news, if you read your newspapers, if you take a look at what's going on out there across the nation, there's a potential for a violent encounter to occur anywhere.
Kellogg says the equipment is too much.
Do they need M16? Do they need these semi-tank armored vehicles? It seems to me clearly not.
Is there anything wrong with a police department trying to make sure it has the best equipment, the best resources in case they need it?
Well, how many tanks do you need in northeast Wisconsin? Suppose we had one armored vehicle. How often do you have a sniper? How often do you have a place where people are shooting at police where they need armor? If they have that need, they should definitely have it. But if we had one vehicle for northeast Wisconsin, wouldn't that be enough?
My answer to that is, as a citizen, what is your prescribed time frame for a response for one of these vehicles? Do you want one of the vehicles in a matter of minutes, or do you want to wait for an hour and a half?
Colleen Belangi spent 22 years as an officer in Green Bay. She's a trainer at Fox Valley Technical College and says the program makes a lot of sense.
The idea is if we can offer an additional service to help keep our citizens safe, why wouldn't we increase our fleet? Why wouldn't we increase our options?
But Kellogg questions whether the military equipment influences decision-making for officers.
And it puts in the mind of police officers, we've got all this fancy equipment to get the bad guys, and the bad guys are out there, and we need to go get them.
It turns out most of that military equipment coming to local police isn't very fancy. The high-powered weapons and the armored vehicles might get a lot of the attention, but most of the equipment is pretty basic. Things like gloves, goggles, even wrenches.
We got this from the 1033 program, and we utilize it and turn it into a dive truck.
Sandberg says Brown County has received 3 other vehicles from the military, 10 laptop computers, car jacks, plastic handcuffs, all items the department would purchase anyway.
The taxpayers have already spent this money at the federal level, so this is equipment that's just sitting there not being used. So it's a waste of taxpayer money. Why not put that equipment down at the local levels?
Kellogg says he's not against the entire program. Just depends on what type of equipment you're talking about.
We need a Sherman tank just because they don't need it anymore? No, you know, take the engine out and put it in the park. Let it be a monument. Otherwise, recycle it. Melt it down. Do something useful with it. But don't put it on our streets.
Does the Brown County Sheriff's Department need this equipment?
I believe, yes, the Brown County Sheriff's Office needs this equipment because we need to be prepared for the worst case scenario.
For Fox 11 Investigates, I'm Robert Hornacek.
Well, you can find the full list of military gear that has been sent to Wisconsin police in the last 2 years. That information is on our website at fox11online.com. You can just click on Robert's story on the homepage.